here I am on my way down to the VA emergency room. I seem to have some sort of problem with my stomach's going on. Whenever I'm eating, when I swallow, I get this pain and pressure right down in here, going into my stomach. And I've had it for the last couple of days. So whenever I'm laying down, I get this fucking weird little throb. So we're gonna find out what the fuck is going on. I'm almost sure they're not gonna be able to do anything with me. Maybe they'll do an x-ray, maybe a ultrasound. Maybe it's gallstones, maybe it's the beginning of a stomach tumor, cancer, whatever. I don't fucking know. I guess I'll find out. And they're probably gonna suck ass. Anyway, this video is not about going to the ER or whatever. I just want to let you know what was going on. Hopefully I don't die there. We were talking about the last video about my soon-to-be train up. I mean, my training, Camp Shelby, Mississippi. Of course, naturally, I've never been there. I've never even been to Mississippi. I've been to Louisiana, I've been to North Carolina, I've been to South Carolina, but I've never been anywhere of those other fucking places. So they got a camp down there, and they train people for sending them overseas. So when I get there, you know, we got a couple of females that's in the group. We have a warrant officer that was also in the group, and he's doing his train up for Iraq. And he previously had been in Desert Storm. So this will be his first trip overseas in many, many years. And I got to meet a couple of other guys. Two of them were former Marines that served time in Iraq. I got one National Guard guy who served in Iraq. And the one girl, the one female, she was in a reserve unit, an MP reserve unit that went to Iraq. So there was a lot of experience in the group. There was a lot of experience there. And it's kind of like, wow. But all these people are going in as fillers. Going back to the pond, or back to the sandbox. Wow, look at all these fucking cars. Traffic is backed up. This is like fucking 12:30 in the afternoon. Worst time to be going down there too. Because by the time I get out of there, if I get out of there today, it's gonna be bumper to bumper traffic going all the way back into Highland Park. So anyway, so we was met by this black guy who's an E6, and apparently he was first guy there or something. And found out that he's not deploying to Iraq. He's actually, I guess, a platoon sergeant, since the rest of us were E4s, E5s. He was an E6, so I kind of sort of didn't get it. Kind of like, okay, so what are we gonna do? And I forgot what fucking combat patch he had. He had some sort of weird patch. He was a Desert Storm guy, and he hasn't deployed in the war on terrorism yet. I'm not sure if he ever did after I saw him. So we go and get our bunks. Of course, the females, they got a separate barracks. And we had to go through the medical the following day. We had to start a medical already. Now, if you remember, I've already been through this shit before. And I am definitely not a fucking stranger to going through the medical fucking horse shit again. So I had all my medical files that that I managed to get from headquarters company. Actually, no, from Alpha Company, 3rd 160th. So I brought it with me, all my medical stuff. And I brought some of the stuff from the MEPS, where we can get this process to go a little bit more smoother. And again, I'm not even sure if I was even going to be able to pass the medical. That fucking tour in Egypt really just fucking ate me alive because of this, the sun, the food, you know, it's just lack of sleep. I mean, I was just beat to shit. So we go into the medical and we start the process. First paperwork, just lots of damn paperwork. Everything has to be paperwork. Why so much paperwork? But they were doing it. They were doing everything in triplicates. They were doing everything in doublets. They were doing everything in just papers. Just a lot of papers. A lot of signing shit. A lot of little bullshit. A lot of little shit. So we started doing that. And of course, they wanted to do, you know, you had to do your dental. And again, I barely passed with a class 2 because of my partials. If you guys remember that story about the fucking fucked up partials and all this other happy shit. So they're like, okay, you're good. And the medical, they managed to streamline it down to about 5 days. We had this one guy, God, I couldn't even remember his name. He was with Iraq in the initial invasion. And he was I think he was a cavalry guy. And he was just fucking batshit crazy. And he got called up to go do a deployment with his guard unit. He originally was in the regular army. And I guess he played the crazy card. And eventually they fucking send him home, and I believe he got medicaled out. Yeah, he was just kind of just out there a little bit. I mean, either that or he played the game real well. And the train up, you know, overall was kind of okay. They were trying to teach us techniques for convoy security, which was kind of didn't make any sense. It was kind of, a lot of stuff was kind of ass backwards. It was a lot different when I got into country. It was a lot different than they try to do the standard, you know, the train up out here. And of course you had to qualify with the weapons again. You had to do all this other shit. And these guys that have been to Iraq, and one guy, actually there was one guy who was in Afghanistan. And these guys would tell some crazy fucking war stories, crazy shit. One Marine guy would say that they would hold raffles to see who would shoot the next guy, the next insurgent. That kind of crazy shit. I mean, just crazy shit. And we had to do the the warrior train up shit. God, lady, just cut right on through, huh? Okay. Alrighty. So, yeah, it was just completely crazy in these people. Again, like I said, the training was okay. You know, because I pretty much had a good idea what was going to be happening to begin with. And, you know, with weapons and, of course, the gas chamber. I don't know why they want to keep on rocking and rolling with gas chambers. I mean, I'm like, damn, dude. Like, really? We're going to do gas chambers again. Just, all right, whatever. And our fearless leader, our E6, was They were giving us period of instructions on something. I forgot what it was. Fuck, I think it was like the radios or something. I don't know why. The new shin guards. Well, they were new to me. And with this frustration, because, you know, we're sitting there doing our train up, and the females are having a hard time with it. You know, they're like, well, you know. Oh, wow, really? And the females had a hard time with the shin guards. And then this fucking clown would just come up with some of this crazy shit. And he said this one time, he says, listen, if you guys don't pay attention what's going on here with this instruction, you're all gonna get killed in combat. You're all gonna die. You know, he's trying to sound fucking hoo-up, and he was doing a very bad job of it. I'm like, dude, I pointed to my fucking patch, and I pointed to some of the other people. They had combat patches, and a couple of those guys had CIBs. I said, you, a fucking guy who did nothing but clean tank barrels in Saudi Arabia during Desert Storm, how would you know anything about danger or combat? I said, how would you know? He just like, and that's what he did. He fucking jackweed, he cleaned tank barrels for Abram battle tanks during Desert Storm. That's all he did. That's all he fucking did. That's all he did. I was like, dude, really? You were 50 to 60 to 100 miles behind the lines. And you're gonna tell us, if you don't pay attention, you're gonna die in combat? Please, dude. I said 3/4 of the people here have combat patches already. They've already been to a sandbox somewhere. He's like, no. And I said, oh man. I said, you know what? This guy's stock just went right through the basement. This guy just, his shit dropped. Total dickhead.